I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, February the 25th, 2016. Egypt's first senior envoy to Israel since 2012 presented his credentials today to Israeli President Reuven Rivlin. The ceremony took place at the president's residence in Jerusalem. Hazem Kairat is Egypt's new ambassador to Israel, the first since Atef Salem, who shortly after his arrival in the country in October of 2012 was recalled to Cairo in the wake of Israel's Operation Pillar of Defense in Gaza. Today, Kairat expressed hope that Egypt and Israel's, quote, constructive relationship would help the cause of peace. After their ceremony and meeting, Rivlin told reporters that Kairat was happy and very proud to be in Israel and hoped his presence would in fact bring friendship and peace between Jews and Arabs in general and between countries of the region. Argentine prosecutor Ricardo San called today for a federal investigation into the death of Special Prosecutor Alberto Nisman, suggesting what many, including Nisman's family, have maintained from the beginning, that he was in fact a victim of homicide and not suicide. Nisman, who was Jewish, was investigating the 1994 bombing at the Jewish Community Center in Buenos Aires that left 85 people dead. He was due to testify over then-President Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner's alleged cover-up of Iran's involvement in the attack when he was found dead of a gunshot wound to the head on January the 18th of last year. A day before, he was set to present his findings to Argentina's national parliament. In a statement presented in a ruling before an appeals court today, San called for Nisman's death to be investigated by federal authorities, given the suspicions of a homicide. Nisman's daughters praised San as the first judicial official to back their claims that Nisman was in fact murdered. Rabbis from the Reform movement in Israel and from North America came together this morning in prayer at the newly designated section of the Western Wall for non-Orthodox egalitarian prayer. It was the first official morning prayer service held in the area, where men and women sang the Shehechianu, a blessing recited to mark a special occasion. Longtime leader of the Anti-Defamation League, Abraham Foxman, was presented Germany's highest civilian honor for his life's work battling anti-Semitism, hatred, and discrimination. Foxman, who recently stepped down as national director of the ADL, was given the Commander's Cross of the Order of Merit Monday night at the German ambassador's residence in Washington, D.C., where Ambassador Peter Whitting told Foxman, "Your voice has been a voice of tolerance and against hate, a voice for responsibility and against discrimination." Foxman, who is himself a Holocaust survivor, was also praised for his efforts in promoting reconciliation between Germany and the American Jewish community. In his acceptance remarks, Foxman said, "I never would have believed that I would one day accept and take great pride in accepting an honor like this from the government of Germany." Foxman also spoke of the lessons of the Holocaust, that every generation must be told and taught about what happened, that there is a moral imperative of standing up against bigotry wherever it appears, and that Jews can never again afford to be powerless. Brazil has opened its first museum and memorial dedicated to Jewish immigration. Some 1,000 historic items fill the 5-story building located at the Kehilat Israel Synagogue, the oldest Jewish house of worship in the city of Sao Paulo. Memorial Council President Brenny Krasilchik said at the ceremony on Tuesday, "We have created the memorial to fill in the blank of our people's immigration history. Brazil," he said, "has always been a tolerant country that welcomed Jewish immigrants with open arms." Brazil is home to approximately 120,000 Jews, half of whom reside in Sao Paulo. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight, Thursday, February the 25th on JBS. Beginning at 7 o'clock, the Republican candidates for President of the United States take to the stage at the Republican Jewish Coalition's headquarters, discussing their visions for foreign policy and the U.S.-Israel relationship, featuring Donald Trump, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, John Kasich, and Ben Carson. Followed at 9:30 when Mark Golub sits down with Sander Flaum from the Fordham Leadership Forum at the School of Business. He talks about how to land a job and deal with unemployment. And at 10 o'clock tonight, it's episode 7 of the JBS original series, From Date to Mate. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, the Washington bureau chief of the JTA, Ron Campius, talks about how Jewish leaders view the remaining Republican candidates for the presidential nomination and describes the Jewish community's overall reaction to Donald Trump. That's on tonight's In the News. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, February the 25th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.